We would not give you a laundry list. China has at least a 10-year lead on India in this space. China has been working on batteries, robots, motors, optics for the last 10 years, and we are behind. So what would our president's address say to the youngsters? We will choose critical areas in each one of these technologies, and we will start to build capabilities in those areas. The second thing we would do, we would ensure that our banking system is not captured by 2 or 3 companies that basically do not allow you to build a production system. But our banking system is open, is dynamic, and is accessible to small and medium businesses and to millions and millions of entrepreneurs who want to take part in this revolution. Our foreign policy would take into account this revolution. When we talk to the United States, we would not send our foreign minister to invite our prime minister to his coronation. We would not send him 3 or 4 times, please invite our prime minister. Because if we had a production system and if we were working on these technologies, the American president would come here and invite the prime minister. So it is important to understand where a...
Foreign policy. Leader of opposition cannot make such serious, unsubstantiated statement. This is related to the relation between 2 countries, and he is making an unverified statement about invitation of the Prime Minister of our country. Is matter of our dignity. How can you make such kind of statement? He is leader of opposition, sir. He should be responsible in making such statement.
Sir, LOP is giving us very positive suggestions. Why they are worried, sir? For the country, he is giving.
Leader of opposition has the information from any official source. He must inform the House. If leader of opposition has the information, please inform the House. Okay. Who has told you that foreign ministers visited for the purpose which you have mentioned? You must specify it.
So, I'm sorry that disturbed you, that question. I apologize for disturbing your peace of mind. It's okay. I've apologized. I've apologized for disturbing your peace of mind. I'm sorry.
Apologize for lying to the House. ऐसा नहीं होता है. तो सीरियस होना चाहिए लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन को. कम से कम देश के मामले में तो एक हो. देश के मामले में तो एक वॉइस से बोलना चाहिए. ये गलत बात है. ये ठीक नहीं है. लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन को इस तरह का बयानबाजी नहीं करना चाहिए. ये गंभीर विषय पर चर्चा चल रही है.
India Gathbandhan leader would give you. The final, of course, we go back to the Constitution. This, our favorite, just like the production system is a weapon, just like Jati Jangarna is a weapon of transformation, this is what the entire architecture is built on. I remember before the elections, all of you were saying 400 par, and you were saying you would change this. And then I was glad to see that the Prime Minister walked in and then was forced to bow his head in front of the Constitution. It was a moment of pride for all Congress people that we had explained to the Prime Minister and to the whole country that no force will dare touch this. Yeah. I know that the RSS has never accepted this. Mohan Bhagwatji has said that India didn't get independence in 1947. He has said that this constitution is meaningless. I know that is at your heart. We will never let your dream come true. This constitution is going to rule India always. Now,
एक मिनट आप प्रतिपक्ष के नेता हैं. मेरा आपसे आग्रह है कि जो विषय आप रखें वह तथ्यों पर आधार पर रखें, उचित होगा. मैंने आपको पहले भी कहा. और जो सदन के सदस्य नहीं है उनकी चर्चा न करें।
सर बताता हूँ सर, मोहन भागवत
आप
ने
नियम प्रक्रियाओं की पालन करें, आपसे अपेक्षा।
सर मोहन भागवत जी ने स्टेटमेंट दिया।
मोहन भागवत का
सर
स्टेटमेंट सर,
one second.
we will authenticate.
Speaker, sir.
We will authenticate.
Speaker sir, Mohan Bhagwat ji made a statement saying that India did not receive independence in 1947. It received independence when the Ram Mandir was inaugurated. We will place that on the table. Now, sir, I would like to mention one small thing, but very important thing. Speaker, sir, this constitution is supported by this constitution is supported by the vote of our people. Without the secure vote of the Indian people, this constitution means nothing. Now I want to bring to the notice of this House some data, some information about the Maharashtra election. Very simple stuff. Speaker, sir, between the Lok Sabha election, which the India Alliance won, and the Vidhan Sabha election, the voting population of Himachal Pradesh was added to the voting roll of Maharashtra. Meaning the entire population of Himachal Pradesh was added to the voter rolls of Maharashtra. Please understand what I am saying. In Lok Sabha, the difference between Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha was the population of Himachal. The entire population, almost 70 lakh new voters suddenly arrived between Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. Now, the most interesting part, and the Prime Minister is not looking at me. The most interesting part, the most interesting part, Municha kar liya suddenly. The most interesting part is, Sir, Maharashtra mein more voters were added in 5 months in Maharashtra than were added in 5 years in Maharashtra. जितने 5 साल में ऐड हुए उससे ज्यादा 5 महीने में ऐड हुए, आखिरी 5 महीने में लोकसभा चुनाव के बाद। सर, एक बिल्डिंग है सर शिरडी में, एक बिल्डिंग में 7,000 नए वोटर एक बिल्डिंग में ऐड हुए सर। एक बिल्डिंग में 7,000 नए वोटर ऐड हुए सर। सर, मैं कोई आरोप नहीं लगा रहा हूं, मैं सिर्फ ये कह रहा हूं सर कि इसमें कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लमैटिक है कि हिमाचल प्रदेश जितने बड़े वोटर्स लोकसभा के बाद जादू से आ जाते हैं। अब हम क्या कह रहे हैं, हमने इलेक्शन कमीशन से रिपीटेडली कहा है कि हम आरोप नहीं लगा रहे हैं, आप एक काम कीजिए, हमें लोकसभा की वोटर लिस्ट दे दीजिए, नेम एड्रेस और इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली दीजिए, और विधानसभा नहीं है। नहीं सर, नहीं। स्पीकर सर,
वो सब वेबसाइट पे रहती है, सब जानते हैं, कभी भी कोई निकाल सकता है।
स्पीकर सर, मैं समझा देता हूं सर। स्पीकर सर, वो Speaker sir, we have asked. Speaker sir. Speaker sir, we are asking this question. Speaker sir, population of Himachal Pradesh. Please. Population of Himachal Pradesh has voted extra has voted in Maharashtra. We are saying to the Election Commission, please give us the names and addresses and polling booths of all the workers in the Lok Sabha and all the workers in the Vidhan Sabha so we can calculate who these new workers are, who these new voters are. Interestingly, the new voters are mostly in the constituencies that the BJP has swept. Please understand, the new voters have been added mostly in the constituencies where BJP has swept. I am still not making an allegation. I am saying on the floor of the House that the Election Commission has to give the data of the Maharashtra elections to the Congress Party, to the Shiv Sena and to the NCP so that we can see exactly where these voters have been added, who has been subtracted, who has been added, where they have been added. This is not an irresponsible request. This is a very simple request for them to fulfill. The reason I am saying this, sir, is because the rules have been changed. This is not just said in isolation. Speaker, sir, the election commissioner used to be chosen by the Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, and the Chief Justice. Sir, the Chief Justice was removed from that committee.
Why?
Why? This is a question, sir. This is a question to the Prime Minister. Why was the Chief Justice removed from the committee? Now, in a few days, I am going to go to the meeting. I am going to go to the meeting. There's going to be Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. Modi ji. And there's going to be me. 2 to 1. Why am I even going to the meeting? What is the purpose of me going to the meeting? I'm only going to the meeting to certify what Modi ji and Amit Shah ji are going to say. Right? Whereas if the Chief Justice was there, there could be a discussion. Chief Justice and Leader of Opposition could say, no, we don't agree. So, there seems to be a calculated strategy. Now, just prior to the Lok Sabha, the election commissioner was changed and 2 new election commissioners were placed.
Yes.
We know that the election dates were changed.
Yes.
We know that the elections were postponed. These are facts. These are not things I am inventing. So, in order to safeguard this constitution, the entire opposition requests the data for the Maharashtra election. We request the data and the electoral voter list for Lok Sabha and the corresponding list for Vidhan Sabha. And I am very confident that the Election Commission will not give us this information. Speaker, sir, that is broadly. So the third element of our President's address would be a determined defense of India's institutions, of our democratic system, and a re-look at our entire democratic framework, and the looking again at all the institutions that have been taken away from the people of India. So those would be the type of things that we would say in a presidential address. I'd like to finally say one thing. In the last, थोड़ा बढ़ा देता हूँ. अब मैं थोड़ा और खींचूंगा. अब और खींचूंगा थोड़ा. अब और खींचूंगा. So in the last, there is a background, a philosophical background to what I am saying. Essentially, what I am saying to the youngsters of India and to this House is that instead of focusing on multiple things, instead of telling us a laundry list, give us a strategy, give us a vision, make it clear, right? Now, there is a philosophical basis to this. There is even a deep philosophical basis to this. I showed you the picture of Shivji, which you didn't allow me to show. I showed that picture for a reason. What does that picture tell us? If you look at that picture carefully, it tells us focus carefully. Do not get distracted. Do not look here and there. Do the job at hand. So there is a philosophical basis to the speech I have given. I have not told the House and the country that we will do this, and this. This is the philosophy of Shivji. Say what you have to say, but be clear that you're going to do that one thing and don't do 56, 70 different things. So there is a link between our philosophical tradition, our religious tradition, and what I'm saying. And that is what India needs to do. India needs to connect the past, the values of the past. You talk about Sardar Patelji, but you destroy Sardar Patelji's values every day. You talk about Ambedkarji, you destroy his values every day. You talk about Nehruji. No, you don't talk about Nehruji. Right? You bow in front of Buddha. You destroy what he says. So the point is, you have to be truthful to what you are. Right? And it is important that when you are giving a way forward to the nation, there is clarity. There is clarity of purpose. There is no hatred. There is no violence. There is no anger. Because these things are destroying our country. So my speech has not been angry, has not been nasty. My speech has been very polite, very kind. And I thank the Prime Minister for coming and listening to it.